Peace, 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 peace. What's good, people? Welcome to another edition of Shower Out Podcast, brought to you by Killer Sounds IG Mixtape Series. Y'all already know the ritual already. Get your instruments of choice, your pronto, your crabber, your dutchie, your backboard, your Bob Marley, whatever you choose to roll up in. Board the plane, sit back and high with me. I got a good one for y'all tonight, you know what I mean? Guests popping up, djtrase, out of New York City, Lower East Side representative and all that. Today's show, sponsored by my good brother, Francis Yacht Party, and Yacht Party Rolling Papers. If y'all haven't tried them, get in tune. Hit them on Instagram, Francis Yacht Party. This is what's going on. Today's strand I'm smoking on, Alligator Breath, 26% THC. Keeps you relaxed. They say too much of it, start getting paranoid. It is a hybrid strand, a cross strand mixed with motor kush and triangle kush. You know what I mean? I hit it a little earlier. You know what I mean? It was something nice. It was something nice. You know what I mean? So y'all already know. You got a few minutes to roll up. Let's get into some sports real quick. You know what I mean? I ain't no hater. I wasn't rooting for them, though. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles for making their way to another Super Bowl appearance. You know what I mean? Good game. They came out on top. You know what I mean? Shout out to motherfucker Gilly the Kid. $1 million worth of game. You know what I mean? He bought them out. It's a good look for the city of Philly. So, you know, for my sports fanatics, my football fans out there, who y'all got in the Super Bowl? Let me know who y'all got going on in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? I was looking for Washington to make it. They ain't make it, so, you know, I'm going to go with Kansas City, you know what I mean? I'm going to go against Philly, you know what I mean? Even though they only about an hour and 20 minutes from NYC, but I'm going to go with Kansas City, you know what I mean? But other than that, you know, a lot been going on. Y'all been tuned in. Shout out my good people over there trying to bring the old 5-0, the movement, you know what I mean? Dark side and everything, and doing what they do over there. And we here, man. You know what I mean? Just working, grinding. Again, this episode, the Shower Out Podcast, brought to you by Yacht Party Rolling Papers. Get you some Caribbean hemp. And that's what's going on, man. You know what I mean? Give me a few minutes. Just hit 8 o'clock. We here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Don't forget, share the live, y'all. You know what I mean? Don't forget the hashtag, Shower Out Podcast. You know what I mean? Help me out. Give me an algorithm a little bit. You know, it's been some time. You know what I mean? I took a little minute off, handling personal situations, shit like that. Just, you know what I mean? Figuring out the kinks, taking care of shit. Been working on the merch site. You know what I mean? I had to take it down. We'll be back up, I'm going to say April. April, we should be back swinging with the merch. You know what I mean? That's our merch. You know what I mean? If y'all interested, y'all can hit me on Instagram, the Sour Hour Podcast. You know what I mean? I can send y'all the unofficial link. Y'all can check some stuff out. Let me know what y'all need. Working on some custom weed trays. You know what I mean? So I'm getting ready to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away 25 gift bags, lighters, weed tray, some exotic flowers, a couple other items. You know what I mean? T-shirts. So, you know what I mean? Appreciate everybody who's been rocking with us for the time. You know what I mean? We've been doing this thing and dealing with me. You know what I mean? Do all the kinks, ups and downs and all that. But we back. You know what I mean? In a few minutes, guests go pull up. You know what I mean? This brother here, uh, been following him for about 2, 3 years now. You know what I mean? Caught on to what he's doing with the DJ thing. You know what I mean? He caught me because I'm a DJ myself. Started paying more attention to him. Over the years, he's just been growing, grinding. You know what I mean? Putting that work in, undeniable. You know what I mean? Like, he's one of the few. You know what I mean? He's one of the few that's been grinding with this DJing thing, and everything's been opening up. Doors been opening up for him. You know what I mean? So you already know what it is, man. Roll up. Guest be here in a few seconds. You already know what it is, man. Sour Hour Podcast, man. We here. Don't forget, don't forget, I got that IG12 dropping late July. You know what I mean? Artists, producers, beat makers, hit me on Instagram, Sour Hour Podcast. You know what I mean? Let's work. I got a few things in the works. You know what I mean? I got a few things in the works. But you know what I mean? No time for that. Let me pull the guest up. He's here. You know what I mean? Peace, brother. How you?
What's good?
Ain't nothing, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
You know what I mean? It's real quick. I've been following you for like the last 3-4 years. You know what I mean? And I told you when we spoke on the phone briefly. You know what I mean? I want to salute you. I got respect for you. I've been watching your evolution, how you evolve. You know what I mean? From DJing, and I just want to salute you, give you your flowers, brother. You know what I mean?
Nah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So first and foremost, I appreciate you for tuning in to Sour Hour
Oh, good.
Podcast. This is something that I started up about 2 years back, a little after the pandemic. We have a semi-relationship. Working with the people over at Tape Alert. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tape Alert and all that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got you connected with them. Got you on their platform. You know what I mean? I couldn't be there in the flesh to get it done, but they got done. I appreciate you for that as well. So, I ain't gonna hold you up. djtrase.
Right.
I did some homework, but because I've been following you for a little bit, I feel like I didn't have to go too much in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to have this conversation, djtrase,
right.
Coming from the Lower East Side of Harlem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lower East Side.
Okay, let people know what it was like for you growing up in the Lower East Side, brother.
Just like any neighborhood, just like any urban community, any projects out here in New York City. It was tough growing up in the 90s out here, and just like any tough projects in the 90s, you couldn't walk out here in the Lower East Side unless you knew somebody that had, that their name held some type of weight, or you lived in the neighborhood, you lived in those projects. I never really had too many issues with people, I guess, because, I was the neighborhood DJ and I was doing everybody's birthday parties, baby showers, sweet 16s, all that,
Okay. If you don't mind me asking real quick, is it the Smith houses?
No, it's Avenue D, 4th Street.
Avenue D. Okay.
Yeah, so, doing all the OG parties over here, all the OGs would hit me up, yo, do my party, yo, my son be born, yo, my daughter be born, yo, bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? So I would always, do those type of events. But, my cousin was out here, my cousin Dave, And then, I grew up with the OGs, so the OGs always took care of me out here.
Okay, okay. Um, so I seen what you said. Your brother used to be a DJ, or he was the DJ.
Yeah, he did it for a hobby. He didn't do no clubs and nothing like that, but he had the whole full setup in the house. And, you know, I was always, around it. I was always looking at him doing what he was doing. It's just, when he was in the house, I didn't have access. I only had access when he left. When he
When he
left, I
left.
started messing with everything.
Okay, okay. So what I know you said your brother DJ. Like what brought you to focus on the set, the art of DJing? Was it a certain record you heard playing, or was it just looking at the equipment and being
Well,
mesmerized over the lights?
well, I
Because I'm a
said this.
fellow DJ myself.
Yeah, I said this recently. The first records that I could remember, I could be wrong, but the records, the first couple of records that I heard that I was kind of like introduced to. I mean, because you hear anything, you know what I'm saying? But like when you're introduced to something, I think it was like freestyle and house records. Those were the records that my brother liked. He had a lot of those records. Lizette Melendez, Lil Susie, people before them. He messed with a lot of those records. Um, and those were the first kind of like vinyls that I was like introduced to. I was listening to other stuff like hip hop and stuff like that, R&B, but my brother would always play like house and freestyle music in the house.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So DJing. You know what I mean? That was the big part that gravitated me for my attention to get to start focusing on you. You know what I mean? That
Right.
was something we have in common. You DJ, I DJ. You know what I
Right.
mean? Now I started paying attention to your posters you be putting up. You know what I mean? The club responses, stuff like that. To those DJs that's out there. You know what I mean? This is a real side note, but for the DJs out there, do you prefer filling the crowd out, or do you just go in and play music and get them in tune?
Well, it depends. You know, with the experience that I have now, it really depends. Like if somebody hires me for an R&B event, I'm gonna play R&B, like real R&B, not that R&B with the rappers on it. I don't consider that R&B music. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Um, if if you hire me for an event that's like Afro beats, reggae, Caribbean music, and I'm gonna stick with the format unless you tell me not to. You know what I'm saying? I basically stick with whoever's hiring me, tell me what to do and how they want their event to be like. What their expectations are and what they want the vibe to be at their own event. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
if it's just me DJing at a residency where everything just falls on me, then yeah, I feel the crowd out. 70% of the time I start with R&B. Everybody love the R&B stuff. And then I just feel out the crowd. If it's an older crowd, then and they two stepping, I'm gonna keep the R&B going. If a younger crowd come in, I'm gonna figure out a way to get from the R&B to the newer stuff.
Okay. Have you put any mixtapes out there? Any DJ mixtapes out there?
Um, I'll be honest, I've never been a mixtape DJ. Have I tried to do it in the past? Yeah, probably like maybe maybe two or three mixtapes out there somewhere online that I was able to complete in my entire career, but I was never the type to want to record anything. I barely record my sets, like I barely record my blends. I just do everything live. I was never a mixtape DJ, so I wouldn't consider myself a mixtape DJ. But shout out to all the mixtape DJs.
And I asked that question because you put together some fire blends.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been tuned in. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
a few of them, you was DJing and you was like, yo, I just put it together. Like it came just
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they were fire. So I'm like, yo, I could see 60 minutes, 75 minutes of rocking out on blends. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I went and I looked. I didn't see no djtrase mixtapes or anything like that. So,
No,
you know,
but my recordings are like if I DJ on Sirius XM, Hot 97, Shade 45, all those mixes for the last maybe 2-3 years are on my Mixcloud. My Mixcloud link is on my page through
okay,
Linktree. You know, so if you want to hear my radio mixes, all those mixes are out. You know, my iHeart Radio mixes, all those mixes are out. The only thing is, I'll just tell you the truth, those mixes are not how I mix in real life, in you know, live.
I
That's
got
just
you.
for the radio. You
That's for
know,
the,
I
got
play
you.
it safe on the radio. I do, you know, because everything's not meant to be done on the radio. Sometimes you just gotta play the music for the people. You know, people like to be in their cars and at home, cleaning, doing whatever they doing, listening to the songs. You know, and at the time that I'm on the radio, like when I do on Hot 97, it's 6 a.m. Who wants to listen to all the crazy stuff at 6 a.m.? You know what I'm saying?
So,
Um,
speaking of radio, I see you got a mega platform with what is it, the Fix Show?
Yeah, I started that in 2015 on DTF Radio, which was, you know, one of the biggest online independent platforms in New York City. Um,
DTF,
they,
yes.
yeah, they stopped. Sorry, that was my daughter. They stopped, and I took a I took a break for like a year and a half, and then I came back last year, the end of last year, 2024,
Okay, okay.
and,
So,
and
was that something you thought through, like when the pandemic hit? Because I seen you spoke briefly on it, like the pandemic kind of put you in a depressed state. Not want to say depressed, but you know, a
right,
low where you like, yo, I might have to go. You talk to your wife and you told her, yo, I might have to go back to work.
right, right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Jobs ain't
Right.
gigs ain't hitting. You know what I mean? So is that something the fix show? Is that something you formulated during that time to focus on it and say, hey, this is another outlet where everybody's locked in. I could feed the airways a little bit more, or
Nah, the pandemic had nothing to do with it. You know, the station ended up moving out of state, and the company ended up moving out of state, and I just, you know, I wasn't quick to move to another station like that, you know, because I was so used to be a part of DTF. So I just took a year off because I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I was gonna come back to having the talk show. I didn't know if I wanted to turn it into a virtual thing. You know, me and my partners at the time, Chase Sims and Prez, we just kept having discussions on what we wanted to do, how we wanted to do it with, you know, with the talk show. And we just didn't come to any agreement until recently, you know, in November, October, we spoke to the owner of the Matrix Studios, and we went over there and we saw the studio, and we're like, you know what, like this makes sense, like let's do it, and we ended up coming back in November, you
okay,
know,
okay. Let
of
let
this
let's
of 2024, November of 2024. So after a
okay,
year and a half gone, we came back, you know.
okay, okay. Respect. So, I'm gonna jump off the DJ scene real quick. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh, you are a brand ambassador. You know what I mean? You got a few mega brands under your umbrella. You know what I mean? Where
Yes, sir.
l.e.s being one. Is it A6? I believe
No, Avia.
Avia. You got Avia going on. You got I know you had the Ewing joint. You was doing the Ewing joint.
I was part of Ewing for a long time,
Crazy.
but I'm not part of them no more. I'm part of Avia.
Okay, and then you got the Jordan Craig situation, if I'm not mistaken.
I have a small relationship with Jordan Craig. You know, they show love, and you
You
know,
make it look good. You make it look good. You know what I mean?
thank you.
And
I appreciate that. I'm still building with Jordan Craig. You know, it's not like my relationship with Avia. But you know, every relationship you got to build on it. You know, you can't expect everything right there off the jump. You know, you can't expect everybody to give you everything and do everything for you just off jump. I'm the type of person that likes to earn my way. You know what I'm saying? So I like to
Copy.
start at the bottom and work my way up and earn my stripes. You know what I'm saying?
But you got me back in thought on the Jordan Craig because I used to wear that. You
Right,
see what I'm saying? So when I seen
right.
the post, I'm like, oh shit! It brought me back to the Ripple jeans, shit like that. You know what I mean? That I
Yeah,
grabbed out of BIM. That you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I see what's going on. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
So the Jordan Craig is like when I first started wearing them. I just, you know, I organically like the brand. The brand fits who I am. You know, I don't wear all this designer stuff. You know, before Jordan Craig, I was, you know, if you look at my style of dressing and everything is way different than everybody else's. I feel like I got my own style, and you know, Jordan Craig fits that style, and I'm real loyal when it comes to brands that I rock with. You know, so if it's Jordan Craig, it's Jordan Craig. You know what I'm saying? If it's Avia, it's Avia. You know, if it's
okay,
Bel Air, I'm not drinking anything else but Bel Air. You know, unless they don't got no Bel Air in the building. You know, so
salute Bel Air, salute to you for repping Bel Air the way you rep. You know what I mean? As you
appreciate it.
should, and shout out everybody you connected to Bel Air. You know what I mean? Like one thing you know what I mean, I pay attention. You are very, I see, genuine and giving person. You very outspoken as well. You get what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be no reason no one can have iffy feelings about you. It's either I like them or I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? And for you to work with these brands the way you working with, you know what I mean? Um, you have the entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? You have the
Right,
the I don't want to say gift the gab to make it seem like you're spitting game, but
right,
you have the communication ability to connect the dots and get these brands to indulge in what you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Um, I started paying attention to your grind. You know what I mean? Then I seen you side by side with DJ Enough.
right.
You know what I mean? That's people. You know what I mean? Myself, I got some roots tied in the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Through stipulations, things faded away. However, you know what I mean? I still got love for the people. You know what I mean? That I came across. You know what I mean? So, shout out the whole industry. But I started paying attention to you. Then I noticed you work with one of the best lyricists coming out of NYC, my brother Graf, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that 5 times Graf made me take a liking to you even more. You know what I mean? Outside of I'm you know, it's like I know Graf, you know what I mean? I've been around him multiple times, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so when I seen you the connection there, and I seen you slash touring with him, you know what I mean? Hitting dates and shows, and oh shit, he grabbed DJ. Oh shit. Me, this is how I connect. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a connection there. I'm already fucking with son on a social media tip. I haven't met him yet. But then look, he fucked with somebody that I fuck with in the flesh. If he got a
Right.
show in my city, I'm pulling up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, how'd that connection come about? And you know what I mean? We go build from there.
Um, I've been Grab's DJ over 10 years. Um, at the time that I think I met him like around 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. I might have the dates wrong, but it's been over 10 years. We met at an industry event. I ended up playing his record. Then then I had a different situation with a Harlem legend. And he had ties to Graf as well too. So it just got to the point where I was always around Graf, whether I was on my own doing my own thing or whether I was with, the OG from Harlem that I was rocking with at the time. And our relationship kept growing, to the point where he really trusted me, and he was having me do these shows, and then he took me on tour for the first time. He was the first artist to take me on tour.
Was
So
that the
Graf is not a friend. He's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
facts? Was that the Benny the Butcher tour he headlined, or
Nah, the first tour I did with Graf was South by Southwest back
okay,
in 2015, 2016, I believe.
okay, okay?
Yeah.
So
Then I did South by Southwest with him I did South by Southwest a few times with Graf, and then between all the shows that we've done in different states, and then the only tour that I think that I missed was Royce the 5'9" tour, but that's because I was I was booked so much at the time that I couldn't go on tour. I was doing my own thing. A year later, he ended up being on the Benny the Butcher tour, and that tour was, I think, 22, 23 dates,
23.
and he did the first two dates without me, and then he calls me out of nowhere. He's like, "Yo, Trace, come on, man, let's go." And I was like, "All right, I got some time, let's do it."
You was
And
at the Fillmore, right?
yeah, but this was I think the first one we did was either Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore, DC, Washington. I don't know. It was
I
one of
did the
those
Fillmore. I
places.
did the Fillmore,
It
Silver
was one of
Spring.
those. It was one of those places, and then I ended up, doing a date or two with him on that tour, and then I ended up being the opening DJ for the entire tour. So I ended up being the tour DJ for the entire tour, and I did Graf set on top of that. So I had two responsibilities at the time. So there was times where Graf wasn't even on the tour; he left to go do something else, and I stood on the tour to open up the show. So that was a great experience. You
Yeah,
know,
man. Salute the Graph,
yeah,
man. Whole dope gang, man.
yeah.
Max.
And now
Whole
and
gang.
now currently we're part of the Locks tour, the 30th anniversary Locks tour. So I think the next date for that is February 21st, if I believe.
Okay.
Um, I'm just waiting on Graf's word to see what we're gonna do, if we're a part of it or not. But we have been doing some dates with the Locks.
Hell yeah, yeah. I checked in. I see you got a show coming up at what is it, Club Drone?
Drum over here is tomorrow in my hood, Lower East Side, and PD Crack, Young Guns, a lot of special guests that I can't disclose, but people gonna be in the building.
Yeah, man. Yo, real quick, what I mean, this interviews, what I mean, about you totally, but I just want to salute Graf, man, the whole dope gang. What I mean, his grind, his work ethic is undeniable, you know what I mean? He finally connected with some people that believed in him, and it's to the top, you know what I mean? So shout out
Right.
to him. But DJ of the year, man.
Yeah.
Has it sunk in yet?
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? A little bit.
Okay. Okay. So
Uh, I'm still processing it. I never been nominated for an award like that ever in my DJ career. I've never even been invited to an award show that had to do with DJs outside of me supporting other DJs. You know what I'm saying? The last DJ event that I went to that was honoring DJs was Tony Touch's mixtape documentary event, where I went and I was chilling with everybody at the time. Kid Capri, rest in peace, Mr. C, Jibo the Pro. Everybody was in there, so that's the last event that I went to that was honoring DJs, the mixtape DJs, honoring the culture, how it started with the mixtapes. But as far as an award show, I've never been invited to one. I've never been nominated for a DJ of the Year award. So it means a lot to me that is my first award.
and that's what I want to say for people to be paid attention to you. You know what I mean? They watching your grind. But
Yeah.
bro, you were spending 6 nights out of the week.
Yeah.
Give me
6 nights out of the week, no promoter, and then outside of those 6 nights, I was working with certain promoters who did rock with me. My career was never really built on promoters. There have been a few that have taken a liking to me. But I think in my whole entire career, I could say maybe five, maybe 4 or 5 promoters that I can name that I worked with and really gave me an opportunity to rock their events. Outside of those 4 or 5 promoters, it was all me. You know what I'm saying?
and I see that, you got a special bond with Mike Boogie. You know what I mean? You said Mike
Yeah,
Boogie.
that was the first promoter that I ever worked for. Um, in mainstream, like the clubs and stuff like that. That Mike Boogie after that became my first manager. So, back in the day, Mike Boogie would put me to DJ like HK Lounge, Pink Elephant, Greenhouse, Susie Wong's, Imperials, you know what I'm saying? The club agents, you feel
The
me?
spots, the
I
spot.
was yeah, I was opening up for, Big Cap. I was opening up for, Pro Style, Sus One. I was doing all that back in the days, Rest
See,
in
and
peace, Big Cap.
you know, uh, a lot of DJs don't know how gritty the New York DJ set life is. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
sometimes you only getting 3 records. You know what I mean? You might get 5
right,
depending on where you go and
right,
who you know. You know what I'm saying? Just to
right,
open up. You get what I mean?
right,
And I be telling people all the time because right now I'm in VA.
right,
So we trying to spread the word here. You know what I mean? Go-go's big down here. That's I'm not hip on, but I be just trying to spread the word to them because there's a lot of gigs, but they so tight. You know what I mean? They're not really letting no
right.
out of towners in. You know what I mean? So I respect it. You know what I mean? But I seen you give a lot of props to Mike Boogie for bringing those doors open to you, having you spend at those big clubs and so
Yeah,
forth and so forth. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not give props to those who've been a part of your career? You know, um, a lot of stuff was me, but a lot of stuff was people opening doors, taking a liking to me, um, understanding my style as a DJ and wanting me to be a part of their events. Um, so I guess you could say it was half and half.
Okay. Because if you don't recall, I was trying to book you for a party out in Staten Island a couple years back. You know what I
I don't
mean?
remember that. I
That's
don't
yeah,
remember,
yeah,
but go ahead.
yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you
Right,
know, like I said, we spoke on the phone very seldom. You know what I mean? Not too
right.
often, but well, we had those encounters. And like I said, man, I paid attention. See what you're doing. You know what I mean? I respect what you're doing out there as far as the DJing. I'm a fellow
Appreciate it.
DJ myself. You are an entrepreneur. There are people looking at what you're doing. They taking heed of what you're doing. Even if you don't know, you know what I mean? Just, um, I feel you're a genuine person. You know what I mean? You outspoken. It should be no miscruity on, if I fuck with them or not. You know what I mean?
I
It
mean
is
that
what it
that
is.
that that right there, the outspoken part is probably the reason why some people don't rock with me. I've heard it a lot actually in the last 2 3 years. I heard it a lot. Like, yo, sometimes you just too outspoken. Sometimes you just too truthful. Sometimes and I'm loud in general, so people take my loudness as anger or aggression. But this is also a sensitive era. You know where me and you come from. This is a sensitive era. You gotta watch and say how you watch and say it, because if not, they gonna take it to the next level when it had nothing to
Yeah.
do with none of that. So um I've always been loud. I've always, said my piece. I've always been respectful at how I give my opinion. It's just, my opinion might not be an opinion that you appreciate. You know what I'm saying? But people who do know me know that I'm not an asshole. But outside of people who do know me, they probably gonna think I'm an asshole. So
You know,
it just really
uh,
has to do with what type of relationship you have with that person. If you know their personality for real, if you know what they do in real life, then you're gonna judge them accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But for people who don't know me, they judge me wrong, and the perception is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
but you see, when and I'm probably gonna speak for one side. I'm gonna probably speak just for the music side, right?
Right,
When they see DJ and they know you out there running around in the city, you know what I mean? They know you rubbing
right,
shoulders with big celebrities and stuff like that. People start to feel the entitlement, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And yo, Trace, yo, throw me a case of Bel.e.s. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. I
Maybe
gotta
I'm
I gotta
bugging,
deal
but
with that. I gotta deal with that sometimes. Not too much, but sometimes I gotta let people know, like now, I can't just give you something. You gotta send me an email. You gotta let me know what's going on. If it makes sense, then it's cool. You know what I'm
because
saying? But unless I'm involved, like I really can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna be real. You know what I mean? I was the third real. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? R.P. my boy Megatron. You know what I mean? Formerly Hot 97 representing and all that. You know what I mean? So I was running around with Megatron heavy. You know what I mean? So because I had the connection to him, everybody thought I had the outlet to the inside. You know what I
right,
mean? And bro, I'm still fucked up. Yeah, I was over here, but I'm still fucked up, and you mad at me because I couldn't get you there, nigga. I'm glad I was there. You know what I mean? I built these relationships, and that was like, yo, I got resources, but I can't put the resources out because I'm gonna be empty-handed. You're not being genuine. You're not being serious enough. I'm coming in
right.
as a DJ, but I can't even come in and represent myself as a DJ because you're not giving me the look that I want. You know what I mean? I'm depending on y'all. When I'm going these offices and I'm getting my own solo conversation going on, y'all are who I'm mentioning. So I need y'all to support that. And you know what I mean?
Well,
People,
that's something appreciative of. I've always had my own career. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been attached to a lot of different situations, I've always had my own career. So it's like, when I'm DJing for Graph, I'm DJing for Graph. When I'm DJing on my own and doing my own thing, I'm doing my own thing. And I always rep whatever situation I'm down with. But you got to find a balance between what you do for yourself and what you do for others. And Graph, for example, has always been supportive of what I do on my own. He's always come to my events. He's always shown love. So, you know, those are the type of relationships you gotta maintain, and you gotta respect at all times. You know what I'm saying? Now, if people feel like they could get a free verse because I know Graph, like, no, I'll do the proper thing. Yo, send me an email and I'll forward it to Graph. If Graph responds to you, responds to you. If he
you
doesn't,
know,
then there's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then no response, they feel like you didn't do, you know what I mean, what you
I
said you
mean,
was gonna
I
do.
mean,
You
I mean,
understand
this
what I'm
this
saying?
is
Like,
why this is why now in this era you got to be very specific. Yo, I'm gonna send this one email. If you do not get a response, I'm not held accountable for this. And you keep that paper trail, you keep that text trail, you keep the email trail, the DM trail, and you got to be very very specific because this is a different era, man. This is a different era, and you got to be specific. You got to be detailed, and you gotta hold on to your words. You know what I'm saying?
okay, okay. So, shout out to New York Knicks, man. I see you are heavily involved with the whole New York Knicks Omni situation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How did that come about? Are you just putting yourself out there to get the exposure? But I
Um.
feel I
Not.
feel your work ethic, the call came, the email came, and it presented itself. You know what I mean? That's what I
No.
feel.
Right now, my mind is cooked right now. But I met those two ladies, and they were really really good to me from the beginning, and we just built. And at the time I was with the other company, the other sneaker company. I don't want to keep saying people's name.
Yeah,
the
I got
other sneaker company. So it just made sense to do certain things, and they the ones who got me my opportunity to have like two commercials with the Knicks, and then me having another relationship outside of that. My boy Edgar from Hard to Guard, he got me a situation where I was part of Jeremy Lin's Nick documentary 38 at the Garden that's still on HBO Max. And that dropped in 2021. So I was a part of that documentary. Um, so I was
yeah, I
able to
remember
do
when
a lot
that
of
ad was
stuff.
running.
Yeah, I was able to do a lot of stuff that was attached to the nickname. And right now we do a lot of viewing parties. We go to the games. We have events at the Garden and stuff like that. So it's been a great thing. Shout out to Knicks Omni fan. They've been great to me.
Okay. Um, is it in your mind in near future the start a DJ coalition, or
No,
are you wanting to get involved with
no.
a DJ coalition? No.
Um, you asked me this question in a different way, but basically, am I down with a DJ team, or would I be willing to be down with a DJ team? It's like this question never goes away. I always get asked this question, and it's so frustrating because do I feel like I should be a part of a DJ team? Yes, I feel like I should be a part of a DJ team, but a lot of people tell me that I'm okay without it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's something that's always been like a medal that I wanted to earn. That's a stripe. You wanted to earn a medal, and that medal I haven't earned yet. Um, but I'm okay if I never win that medal. I'm okay if I never become a part of a DJ team. I am who I am, and I'm gonna
Yo,
continue to do what I do. You know what I'm
yo,
saying? And
yo. Some of these DJ coalitions is trash, bro.
no, I mean I'm not gonna sit here and badmouth
I'm
nobody.
I'm,
Shout
I'm
shout out
saying it. I'm
Shout, no,
saying
no,
it. You know
shout,
what I
shout
mean?
out to shout out to all the DJ teams, but here in New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, I it is what
Just
it
do
is.
it.
I'm not,
Just
I'm
do.
not,
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like
not
you
in
can't.
control of none of that. I'm not in control of none of that.
Facts. Fact. The
You,
fans
you, you
are. You know what
know,
I'm saying? But at the same time, when they come on, at the end of the day, and this is my opinion, from my observation of you, man, it should have been plenty of opportunities thrown at you, bro. You know what I mean? Because
I
it's, it's
mean,
it's deniable. They can't overlook you. Your work ethic
I,
for
I
itself. They
mean,
can't
I mean,
say,
I've
"Oh, we
always,
overlooked them. We forgot
I mean,
about Trey."
I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't know if it's right or wrong to say, but you asking me a question, so we here conversating. But um, I've always heard that my name has been mentioned in certain groups or whatever, but it just never came to fruition, for whatever reason. I don't let that stop me from doing what I do and how I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still DJ Trace. I'm still doing what I'm doing,
Cause
and
you're a
and
real dude.
and that's what it is. You feel me?
Cause you're a real dude.
I have a lot of relationships with a lot of these DJs that are part of a lot of different teams. So shout out to them. I still support them. I still show up whenever I can show up. Sometimes I hire them for my own events. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I can't control everything. And when it comes to DJ teams, that's something I got no control over. And if it happens, it happens. If it never happens, I am okay with that.
Got you. Got you. So
Is it something that pisses me off? Yeah, because I got feelings. It pisses me off. It pisses me off. Like I be wanting to spaz out. You know what I'm saying? But at
me
the end of the
me
day,
watching, me watching, seeing what's going on, seeing who you're next to. It's like how he's not how's his name not being connected to what's going on?
I mean,
You understand what I'm saying? So now
I don't have
it's like,
no
okay,
control over it.
I start looking at okay, he's doing this thing with the Bel-Air thing. He got
Right,
this, he got this on the table, he got the AVO on the table. Okay, maybe
right,
he got his own brand going on. You know what I mean? That was my main reason for action. Are you thinking about starting a coalition? You know what I mean? Or,
right,
or, or DJ Academy for kids or something like that. You know what I mean?
right.
Because You know, you might not know it. Just speak from your some surroundings and what you've been involved with. You know what I mean? Like, you got a lot of young kids looking up to you. You know what I mean? And you don't promote 100% of raunchy. You promote DJing for the culture. You know what I mean? And that's what's important. You know what I mean? In today's world, as far as
Right.
this culture. You know what I mean? So I see you've
Right.
been working with you mentioned you work with Tony Touch heavy, you know what I mean? Something we have in common. I work with Tony Touch. Shout out Touch, shout out Fredo, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I used to go deep up there to Washington Heights to the studio, up in the apartment and shit like
Right.
that. So,
Right.
you know, when I seen that connection, like I said, there's so much that gravitated me to you, you know what I mean? To pay attention and see that you pushing positive and what you connected with and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So again, I wanted to salute you, you know what I mean? Appreciate you for pulling up to the show. You know what I mean? Let the people know where they can find you at if they don't know.
Right. And sorry I just got off the camera. You know, I got my kids in here. I'm at home. But you know, you guys can find me anywhere really at djtrase, djtrase. There is no C in my damn name, ladies and gentlemen. Stop spelling my name with a C. There is no C in my name. My name is attached to everything. You see it in my logo, my cartoons. There's no way you could get my name wrong.
Check
So
it. It's
stop.
scrolling at the bottom, y'all. That's it
Right,
right there.
right.
It's scrolling.
Stop playing with my name out there. It is djtrase everywhere. You know, but I'm mostly on Threads and on Instagram. You know, if you got me on Facebook, you probably a personal friend of mine's. Outside of that, you know, I barely post on TikTok. I barely post on anything else like that, you know. And as far as like, you know, my mixes go, you can find all my mixes on Mix.
Okay. It sounds like he's going in and out.
You can find my Mixcloud at Mixcloud at DJ Trace Mixcloud. So all my mixes are on there. Um, and you know, from time to time, I'm on Sirius XM, Shade 45, and all that. You know.
Trace, again, brother, appreciate you for pulling up, you know what I mean, to Sour Hour Podcast. I got nothing but love for you. I respect what you're doing out there, man. You putting on for the city, you know what I mean, repping on Lower East Side, you know what I mean. Salute you, bro. I got respect and love for you, bro.
I appreciate the opportunity. You know, I don't really do too many interviews. You know, I pick and choose who I want to, you know, be on a platform. But I definitely respect you, man. You definitely reached out, you know, like a grown man and respectful. So I appreciate y'all. Um, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You know, you got my support whenever I can support. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. You know, Trace, Black Bottle Boys, we here. You know what's up.
Peace, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, y'all be good out there, man.
Peace, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Another edition of Sour Hour Podcast, man. There you have it, man. Rated New York's #1 top DJ, outgrounded DJ Trace, man. Appreciate you again, brother. Salute. And on that note, y'all already know what it is, man. We out.